Thank you very much. My name is Oleksandr Malinovskyi. I'm representing the Laboratory of Intensive Aquaculture at South Bohemian University in Czech Republic. And I'm going to talk about reproduction behavior of pike perch, which was the topic of our investigation that was supported by AQUAEXCEL project. What's important on that topic is that not only it has scientific relevance for us as for fisheries institution, it also has commercial relevance for the farmers in Czech Republic that are buying the fish from us and from other farms. So the behavior really matters because in intensive aquaculture of pike perch, that behavior aspect is being almost ignored or suppressed simply by the fact that fish is spawned artificially. So you don't need to rely on the expression of their behavior. You rather select them by their physiological status and the quality of the gametes. But it becomes a problem once the pike perch is released back to the nature, because in nature the success of its reproduction dependent on behavior almost as much as on its physiological status. We have done some research in previous years because the gap of understanding of pike perch behavior is quite huge. I was very surprised by that, and we found that complexity is very interesting, and of course it can be affected by very little factors. And even fish from first generation aquaculture production can have significantly different behavior. What we have continued with was the comparison of wild pike perch or pond cultured pike perch and the fish that originated from intensive farming. So we were able to compare their efforts towards the nest and reproduction efforts to compare the origin of the broodstock and how that affects their behavior. And we found significant differences. We found that pike perch from semi-intensive farming in F1 generation has already significantly less investment, has already invested less in the reproduction behavior. And what was interesting that it was either male or female, because we had combined group where one of the fish was from pond and one from RAS. If one of the fish was originating from semi-intensive farming, the decrease was already significant, no matter whether it was a male or female. And what we have also observed in blood analysis that the glucose was significantly lower in the fish originating from intensive farming. So we believe that stress axis was modified through the aquaculture as fish no longer needed to avoid escape and hunt for the prey, so that stress axis plays important role in reproduction too, and it was modified, so the reproduction was affected as well. The fish, as a result of that, the fish from the mixed group and intensive culture group was showing less efforts in reproduction. We did that image analysis. You can see that in the corner. So we kind of were able to see what percentage of the nest fish has utilized and what was the distribution. Closer to conclusion, the origin of the broodstock is important. Of course, not all aquaculture of pike perch is done artificially, so it's important when it's done in a semi-controlled way on the nest, as we do that. But the crucial aspects arising from the restocking, because as you restock the fish, you expect it to behave naturally, you expect them to survive, be able to hunt, be able to reproduce. And once you get your hands on pike perch from aquaculture, expecting it behave normally in the nature, well, that's not really the story here. Thank you once again. So to conclude, the behavior matters, and we would need to focus more on investigation of behavior, and maybe we can somehow modify it within the aquaculture in a way that we can restock fish from intensive farming back to the nature or in the ponds. Thank you very much. I'm done.